The Indian economy won't be held hostage by America. Days after a US senator threatened to crush India's economic rise over oil imports, Prime Minister Modi has given a reality check to Washington by signing a historic free trade agreement with US's closest ally, the United Kingdom. We'll take a look at how this FTA will accelerate India's economic growth and rise as a global manufacturing powerhouse. This is also Modi's subtle reminder to Trump: ignore India's rise at your own peril. Donald Trump has been using Pakistan and ceasefire claims as a tool to mount global pressure on New Delhi. If his aim was to make India concede ground during India-US trade negotiations, Modi's latest trade counter shows Bharat is well prepared to protect its interests in the face of Trump tariff threats. Indian Prime Minister Modi and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer signed the historic and landmark free trade agreement with an aim to boost yearly bilateral trade to $112 billion, bring the UK almost on par with the US as one of India's biggest trade partners. Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal elaborated, quote, "Everybody, whether from the government or from the private sector, has a shared commitment to double trade between the two countries by 2030. Now, this FTA is not only the biggest trade deal the United Kingdom has signed with any country since Brexit in 2020, but also a huge achievement for India as it eyes a series of trade with deals with the European Union and the United States expected to follow soon. The deal was signed after the completion of bilateral talks between Modi and Starmer, and also between Indian Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal and UK's Secretary of State for Business and Trade, Jonathan Reynolds. Now, during his two-day visit to the United Kingdom, Prime Minister Modi had said the FTA was a blueprint for India and UK's shared prosperity. He elaborated, on one hand, Indian textiles, footwear, gems and jewelry, seafood and engineering goods will get better market access in the UK. New opportunities will emerge in the UK market for India's agricultural produce and processed food industry. This agreement will especially benefit Indian youngsters, farmers, fishermen, and the MSME sector." Unquote. Starmer also expressed that the FTA will bring huge benefits to India and the UK. He elaborated, quote, "Today marks a historic day in our relations. I'm delighted that after the hard work of several years, today our two nations have signed the comprehensive economic and trade agreement." Unquote. Now, this new trade deal between India and the UK is set to transform the economic landscape and partnership for both the nations. Indian tariffs will see a steep reduction, covering 90% of tariff lines, with an ambitious goal that within a decade, 85% of these goods will be entirely tariff-free. This sweeping change promises to make a vast range of products more affordable for Indian consumers. On the other side, British businesses are poised for unprecedented access to India's public procurement market. For the first time, British companies can bid on non-sensitive government contracts valued at over 2 billion rupees, opening the door to participate in as many as 40,000 tenders annually, with a staggering 4 lakh crore rupees collectively. This opportunity is not only set to boost commerce but also create over 2,200 new jobs in the UK, fostering economic growth and new career prospects. UK workers stand to benefit as well, with anticipated wage increase totaling up to £2.2 billion each year. For everyday British shoppers, the deal promises greater choice and lower prices on clothing, footwear, and food items, making quality goods more accessible than ever. Together, these changes signal a new era of close partnership and mutual prosperity between India and the UK. Now, following the signing of this historic deal, Keir Starmer added, "It is a deal that will bring huge benefits to both our countries, boosting wages, raising living standards, and putting more money in the pockets of working people. It is good for jobs, it is good for business, cutting tariffs and making trade cheaper, quicker, and easier. This is the biggest and economically most significant trade deal the UK has made since leaving the European Union." Unquote. With the new free trade agreement between India and the UK coming into effect, Indian industries and consumers can now access a wide range of British-made products at significantly lower costs. Medical devices and aerospace components, whether manufactured domestically or imported from the UK, will become much more affordable. British favorites like soft drinks, cosmetics, chocolates, biscuits, lamb, salmon and cars will also be within easier reach as average tariffs plummet from 15% to just 3%. Electric vehicles will benefit even more, with tariffs dropping sharply from 110% to 10%, albeit within a quota. For British exporters, the deal opens up the world's biggest consumer market in India like never before. Whiskey, a flagship product, will see import duties slashed from 150% to 75% immediately and eventually falling to 40% over the next decade, encouraging smoother trade flows. Beyond goods, the agreement paves way for greater mobility of professionals between the two countries. Indian firms, its qualified workforce and freelancers will gain access to 36 service sectors in the United Kingdom without facing the usual economic needs test. This means that Indian professionals can now work across 35 sectors in the UK for up to 2 years, even without having a physical office there, an advantage poised to benefit over 60,000 IT experts annually, including employees of giants such as TCS, Infosys, Tech Mahindra, HCL Technologies, and Wipro, among others. In addition to that, Indian workers will enjoy exemptions from UK social security contributions for 3 years under the new terms. The deal also creates new opportunities for contract-based professionals such as chefs, yoga instructors, and musicians, making entry into the UK job market smoother and more accessible. But the story doesn't end there. India's defense sector is gearing up for a powerful leap forward, set to receive a major boost from the new UK FTA. British Foreign Secretary David Lammy unveiled a bold vision that charts a path for the India-UK partnership well into 2035. This agreement is designed with clear goals and milestones spanning defense along with security, technology and innovation, climate action and clean energy, as well as education. While speaking about the deal in an interview to PTI, Foreign Secretary Lammy elaborated, quote, "Building the trade deal together, this new work plan will see us unlock new opportunities for bilateral trade and investment to thrive, strengthen our defense cooperation and work together to drive innovation and shape the technologies of tomorrow." He highlighted that the UK-India Vision 2035 goes beyond traditional cooperation, introducing new areas like advanced technologies, critical minerals, and green finance. The pact also establishes stronger mechanisms to ensure that existing collaborations between the two nations are delivered more effectively. On the global stage, the minister emphasized India's pivotal role in the Indo-Pacific and especially the Indian Ocean region. Both the countries share a firm commitment to maintaining these regions as free, open and secure, underscoring the strategic importance of their alliance. This comprehensive vision lays the foundation for a partnership that not only navigates the challenges of today, but also pioneers a shared future of innovation, resilience and prosperity. Lammy elaborated, India is the emerging superpower of the 21st century, the largest country in the world with 1.4 billion people and the fastest growing major economy in the world. Through Vision 2035, the UK is in the best position to partner with India over the next decade. This includes through increased defense cooperation, strengthening our ability to tackle shared threats like terror and cybercrime, while promoting peace and security in the Indo-Pacific and beyond, unquote. So with the UK FTA sealed, India's global rise is set to gain momentum. All eyes now turn to Modi and Trump. With the August 1st deadline looming, New Delhi remains cautious. Piyush Goyal claims he remains optimistic the world's largest democracies will reach an agreement. Experts, however, suggest the Modi government will not compromise its core sectors like agriculture and dairy, even as 26% tariff hike looms. But what do you believe? After the UK, will the United States also agree to a mega trade deal with India? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.